We're talking lots of lightning, heavy rain, hail of up to 1 inch size in diameter is possible. Let's zoom in and see who is in the path of this storm. So as of right now, it is crossing 290, moving to the northeast. The core of the storm as of this moment is pushing just east of Hempstead, just west of Waller, and it is approaching Prairie View. If you are in the path of this storm, here's where we're seeing the core of the rotation right now. I'm going to highlight what cities should take cover right now. Looks like our main concern is Prairie View, and if we keep an eye on the core of this rotation, that's going to continue to push to the northeast, and probably in the next 15 minutes or so, if there is a tornado on the ground, that is where our main concern is. So want to zoom out and see the big picture. As of right now, we have an active severe thunderstorm warning. We have an active tornado warning. The severe thunderstorm warning is in effect till 12:30. Our main concern with this, large hail, gusty winds, heavy rain. But again, we've been monitoring this cell, as a matter of fact, moving out of LaGrange, which, let me point out, we have 2 confirmed tornadoes that did touch down in LaGrange. That same system has moved eastward, now entering into our north and western counties. Here's where the active tornado warning is in effect until 12:15. If you're located in this pink polygon, or if you have any loved ones located in this pink polygon, please do take cover now. This storm is moving to the northeast at about 15 miles an hour. So it's a slow moving storm. The slower this moves, the more destruction we're talking about if there is some type of confirmed tornado. If we take a look a little bit further look to see who else is in the path of this storm, cities such as Todd, Mission, Dobbins, Montgomery, you folks are still quite a whiles away, but if this storm does hold up, you really want to stay weather aware. You really want to watch out on radar. Make sure you stay up to date with us here on KHOU, as we'll be chatting about this system. But the active tornado warning does not have any ground confirmation as of right now. I'm keeping a close tab with the National Weather Service as of right now. Looks like no confirmation. Let's see. The only thing I have here is them mentioning that the tornado warning is being issued. Again, it's between Austin and Waller County. So just a heads up, if you live in Waller County, if you live in Austin County, it is definitely a busy, busy start to our Friday. Lots of rain that's ongoing. Lots of showers and thunderstorms. This is all because of one giant upper area level of low pressure that's in the upper levels of our atmosphere. This has been sliding eastward. We've been watching it throughout today. The heaviest of the storms have been just north of our viewing area, but now 2 official active systems as of right now, active warnings with the pink shaded color, the tornado warning that does move continually to the northeast. That includes Waller in the path of that storm, and then 1 active severe thunderstorm warning. So heavy rain, lightning, no ground confirmation, but if you have any loved ones in this polygon, you want to make sure they are taking cover. I'm going to zoom in and see what roads we're dealing with as of right now, and seeing where we have the tightest of the circulation. Hey, something else that we see with this is a possibility of some pretty nice size hail. If we take a look at our hail core, that's this blue shaded color I just popped up right now. Hail core is showing the possibility of hail of up to 1 inch size in diameter as of right now. We could pick up greater size hail if the system continues to gradually increase in strength, but as of right now, our main concern is definitely the rotation with this storm. So what I'm going to do is pause this time lapse instead of putting it on the last 3 hours, so we can take a closer look, and we're going to zoom into our velocity right now. So what velocity shows is what the winds are doing, and what we do as meteorologists is take a look at winds going towards and away from the radar. So zooming into velocity, here's the big picture, here's the scope. You notice some green on here, And when we have greens very, very close to some bright red colors, that is showing that winds are going towards and away from the radar, but a very, very tight circulation. So here's where I'm seeing the majority of that circulation right here. Waller, this is heading your way. Again, it's moving to the northeast at 15 miles an hour if you are in Waller. If you have any loved ones in Waller, make sure they are in their safe spot. I need you to take cover now. This storm is moving past 290 within the next 5 to 10 minutes. Montville, I'm sorry if I did not pronounce that correctly. I am the newest meteorologist here in the viewing area, so getting familiar with all the city names. But Montville, that is pushing just north and east of you guys. If you are just south of that, you guys are in the clear from this particular storm. But if you are in Waller, again, I need you guys to pay attention and make sure you're taking cover as the storm does cross 290 within the next 5 to 10 minutes. We're seeing a very, very good, tight signature on this where we have the greens close to the reds. Again, green indicates wind going towards a radar. Red indicates winds going away from the radar. This is where I'm seeing the circulation. This is where the storm is going, to the north and the east and about to cross 290. So I'm going to zoom out, show you guys the big picture, take it off velocity there. And not only are we talking about a tornado warning, but also several other issues as of right now. We have an aerial flood advisory due to heavy rain. If we head down south, we have an active severe thunderstorm warning that's in effect until 12:30 p.m. This is also pushing to the north and the east. So big convective system that's pushing through our viewing area right now. Majority of what we're seeing in downtown Houston as of right now is just light rain. But I do want to point out this is our main concern. And if you're tuning in, our normal newscast would begin at noon, so about 5 minutes ago. But because of the fact that we have an active tornado warning, this is why I have to stay on top of this, making sure that everyone's safe, making sure that everyone's aware who's tuning into KHOU right now. Also, if you're tuning into Facebook, Twitter, if you're not, make sure you're contacting your loved ones in this viewing or in this region here. Again, Waller County. We've been monitoring this system actually all morning long. These storms have been pushing in from the west. So earlier today, it was central Texas. Earlier today, it was continuing to push to the east. As a matter of fact, this is likely the same cell that caused some damage out in Fayette County. Remember I mentioned a confirmed tornado from Fayette County? We actually have some video that's coming in as of right now. Confirmed tornadoes. As of right now, National Weather Service has not surveyed this damage quite just yet. It happened earlier this morning around 9:30 a.m. as we were tracking that storm. Take a look at all the mess, all the destruction because of that storm. And guys, this is all associated with the same system. Could possibly even be the same cell if I take a look at the path that the storm has been going. But again, no ground confirmation that we have an active tornado warning in our area. If you're tuning in, the video that you see right next to me, that is coming out of Fayette County. Likely the storms that were popping up in LaGrange, there were continuous severe thunderstorm warnings in that area. Good amount of destruction. This is possibly the same cell just east of Fayette County. I'm going to zoom out actually and show you where Fayette County is. And LaGrange, if you're not too familiar with the region. All right, if we take a look a little east here, so I'm going to circle it for you so we're knowing what we're looking at as of right now. And I apologize, this is taking a little bit longer. I'm solo here in the Weather Center, so I'm manning this for you. So that's Fayette County, I just circled it. And these storms have slowly been pushing to the east. So likely the same cell, as a matter of fact, that is giving us this active tornado warning out in Waller County. As of right now, it's in effect until 12 p.m. If we take a look at velocity, which velocity is showing us what's going on with winds, I still see a pretty tight circulation right now, and that circulation is continuing to push to the north and the east. So wherever we see some greens popping up, wherever we see some greens very close to the reds, that's indicating that winds are going towards and away from the radar. So just tuning in, we're zooming into what could possibly be a tornado on the ground. No confirmation. Here's where I see the tightest of the circulation, where this green shaded color is attached to this red. That's indicating that what we look at as meteorologists is winds in each level of the atmosphere. Whenever we have wind shear, you've probably heard the term wind shear. If you're a weather nerd like us, if you tune in quite often, that means change of winds with height. And we need that change of winds in each level of the atmosphere to cause that rotation. In order for that to be a tornado on the ground, it just has to be strong enough, and we have to have that wind shear throughout a good column of the atmosphere. And then once we have that, our radar actually is able to pick up how tight that circulation possibly is.
Blake has mic 4 in our mic 4. Where'd you get that mic from?
Again, along 290 as of right now. Oh, there you go. Sorry. I don't know what happened in my mic, but looks like it got cut off for a little bit. But if you are pushing to the north and the east, this is our main concern as of right now. You are under a tornado warning that's in effect until the next 15 minutes or so. So heavy rain is something we're tracking also with this. As of right now, this is the reason why there's also a aerial flood advisory. Heavy rain associated with this, lots of lightning. We're talking the possibility of large hail. Moving to the north and the east, hail of up to 1 inch size in diameter at least with this, and gusty winds is definitely a huge issue. So let's put on the tracker. Blake just walked in, so I don't have to walk back and forth now, so I can take a look at what's going on a little bit closer. Want to put the tracker. Remember I mentioned the storm's moving to the northeast at about 15 miles an hour. That's a slow-moving storm. Typically, these storms are moving 30, 50 miles an hour. The quicker they move out, the quicker it clears up for us, and that's better, right? But as of right now, looks like Prairie View, Waller, is in the path of this storm, and it's in effect, the warning at least, until 12:15. So 12:13 Prairie View, that's when this storm is likely pushing through your area. Again, we are seeing some rotation getting closer to your region. Please do take cover now if you're located in this area. Waller, you're also in the path of this storm. 12:18 is when we're keeping a close eye on this. I haven't seen anything with the National Weather Service that they are going to extend or expire, let this warning expire.
Hey, Erica.
So it's still something we're keeping a close eye on. What's up,
Hey,
Blake?
it's Blake here. Just reading over the National Weather Service. They're going to let this tornado warning expire. It looks
Okay.
like that rotation has weakened just a little bit. Just taking a look here at the National Weather Service chat, and think chat like AOL, the old school days where you had a screen name and whatnot. Well, that's how we go back and forth with the National Weather Service. And so far, there is no confirmation of a tornado actually touching down with this storm. But there for a while, this storm got a little punchy and kind of powered up into a tornadic cell there. And for a little while, was showing some robust rotation, which is why they went ahead and issued that warning. And there it is. You can see it right there. That tornado warning rightly in effect for central Waller County. And you can see it right there. What we're looking at here is green and reds, what we call gate-to-gate shear. This is a couplet, if you will. And green, that little green dot that you see there, it's very, very faint, would indicate winds that are headed towards the radar. Red indicates winds moving away from the radar. So if you have a circulation where winds are moving in opposite directions, like, for example, if wind is moving away from the radar this direction and wind is moving towards the radar in this direction, and they are very, very close, you begin to get this idea that the wind is going to start spinning around because the wind is moving in opposite directions in very, very close proximity. So at some point, it has to switch directions, right? And there's a brand new scan right there. So let's take a look at one more time. Let me clear this out. You can still see that the rotation is there. I'm not overly impressed with it, Erica, to be completely honest with you, but nonetheless, it's something that we're going to continue to watch because as we have shown you on the news this morning, that we're looking at very, very significant damage coming out of the LaGrange area out towards Fayette County. We're talking about entire buildings destroyed out there with some 18-wheelers flipped over as well. I believe that was the report coming out of Fayette County. So we're monitoring that, and these cells are the ones that were responsible for that, and they are now moving into our viewing area. So once again, I'll clear this off and get back to a more conventional look here at what we're looking at.
Hey, Blake, I want to show the viewers what they're looking at here. So you mentioned we had a lot of ground confirmation and damage out in Fayette County, which is just west of us. That's the video viewers are looking at right now. So National Weather Service has not gone out there to survey this scene, but just to let you know how much destruction is possible. I do want to point out, Sharon Min gave me updates on some viewer reports out there, out in Prairie View, in Hempstead. They're mainly just seeing light rain. They have not seen anything about heavy rain, heavy rain. They have not seen any type of reports of tornadoes. I do hope they're in their safe space, because if you are in that polygon, we do not recommend you to be outside. We recommend you to be inside in your safe space. But that's the latest reports, and it's probably makes sense, you know, if National Weather Service is allowing this to expire, and the signature that we were tracking, it's just kind of weakening. So that's good news for Waller County, but still something we'll keep a close eye on.
And what I'm tracking here, Erica, is the hail track. And of course, a lot of the earlier down towards Hallettsville, getting into Colorado County, we had hail reports upwards of $half size. And now what we're seeing here, we're looking at just shy of 1 inch in diameter, and that's going to be in that little blue spot right pretty much where that hail size of 0.9 is sitting. So the hail is going to be the primary threat with this particular cell, and you can see just how far that hail track goes. In fact, it stretches. Let me turn on my little tool here.
Hey, Blake, actually, we're going to wrap up and head to break. Again, this warning is going to expire, but we'll be back coming up after the break.
Houston is full.